move to the petition of the removal of the Chief Justice. Yes. So, Wanda, have you seen that petition? What do you make of it?
I would defer. I will come back to that.
Why?
Let him take it.
It's a lie. It's a lie. You are not deferring.
I will come back.
The lawyer. It's a lie. It's a lie.
I said I will defer that to him. I will come back to
who? Can I take his position?
No, if you are deferring,
can take it.
Defer the power back.
I'm ready to go.
Why?
Okay. I'm ready to go.
Why? I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Why do you not want to comment on it?
Oh, no particular reason. I will comment. I will comment. Just that I'm saying.
But for now, before you come in, let me deal with it.
They are in a hurry to
do you know each other?
I don't know who.
Kamal and
MPP members.
I know him. I know him better. I know all of them here. I know him better. This guy.
They are all members of the MPP.
Because I see how you're happy to give some of your seconds.
No, I'm saying I want to take all. I want to.
Kamal says he wants to come in. And you went back.
No, it's not my turn yet. He said he was CDP.
I told him to. He gave it to me.
Oh, he should give it to you.
He gave it.
You choose who?
He gave it.
Okay, very well. I didn't hear that one.
I didn't hear that one. I'm happy to come to you.
Okay, that's fine. You see, when you, they say he who brings sugarcane home is the one who invited the flies.
It's not true.
The one who brings sugarcane home. This is the literal translation from the Akan proverb. You see, I have always gotten worried about how we are treating our judiciary. And if we are not careful, that is the only safe haven we should have. Sadly, it may appear the very hostile ground that we rather have, if you are not careful going forward. Triggering Article 146 of the Constitution, okay, and then staying put to say that you are dealing with the law, okay, is what has given birth to some of these petitions. The petitioner, in this case, his name is Yusuf Bande. I don't know whether he's a brother to whoever, but
MPP boy.
Bande, his name is Bande. I've seen Yusuf Bande somewhere.
No, the petitioner.
Eh?
Nubin Yusuf.
Bande Yusuf, right? Bande Nabin Yusuf.
Yeah.
Okay, very well. But importantly, there's Bande and there's a Yusuf. Okay? The petitioner is citing misconduct and has alluded to the code of conduct of the judiciary. Rule 1, Rule 3, Rule 4, and so on, and Rule 6 and so. And his argument is all about where a case or a matter is before a court of competent jurisdiction, in this case, the apex court of the land, the case appears sub judice. And therefore, no one should what? Comment or say anything about it, not even a judge. Reference is made to lawyers visiting the acting Chief Justice. Whether known to him or not known to him, a matter is laid before the competent of court for decision to be taken. He had comments on it, which comments, to a large extent, appeared prejudicial to many. Therefore, it warrants what Bande believes in his analogy and interpretation to what we call misconduct. And if that is misconduct, and citing the Bangalore principle adopted by the UN, then of course, it stands to reason that a prima facie case be established on this matter and then triggering the processes in 146 to move on, to remove a judge. You see, that is why I'm saying that he who brings sugarcane home, you invite flies home.
Is this? But what do you? Have you read the petition?
I have read the petition. I've read it. I've read the entire petition. Okay. It's about. I'm not like you. I read document before I sit here. I don't do that. No, I'm not like you anyway. You shouldn't know.
No,
I read everything to the end.
Okay, that's
you should have came home and invites flies. I gave you your time and you said to him.
So
he who brings sugarcane home is the
petition. He who brings equity or calls for equity must also do equity. Okay. This matter has actually come. We want to see the logical conclusion of it. Okay. We want to see how the president is going to forward that to the Council of State. We want to see how Article 146 per the principle used yesterday, that same principle is used today.
Before that,
so that at the end of the day, Ghanaians will see fairness in the air.
Before today, when Article 146 was triggered in the position to remove the former Chief Justice, were you part of the people that believed that Article 146 was quite problematic?
I have.
You do? So why then do you want it to be triggered on this one? If you think it has a problem, then why does it not have a problem now?
That is why I'm saying that you set a precedent. We are dealing with judicial precedents in this country. And that is part of our laws, our institutions. Read Article 11 of the Constitution of Ghana.
Basically,
it tells you decisions that is made is binding. So I am saying that what you have done yesterday becomes law. And if it becomes law, it will come to bite you if you are not careful. So I am saying that what has happened today is just somebody following precedents.
Beyond the commentary, what do you make of the petition yourself?
You see, obviously, if there is a citation, you don't just make petitions in a vacuum. You make petitions, and that is why I always like legal arguments. Legal arguments are grounded in references that you make to back your argument. Legal argument. So the point is that the petitioner cited the Code of Conduct of the Judiciary and cited Rule 1 and so on to Rule 6. It means that he has a backing to his case. He may have his interpretation, but that is the backing. And then based on that, he has actually petitioned the president, say that, look, X, Y, Z happened, and this happened for me amounts to sub judice, and that sub judice, if it's done by a judge, amounts to a misconduct according to the Bangalore principle. Therefore, I am out there. So for me, I think what happened yesterday is what somebody has stood on and actually have had meat to support whatever he has as a claim in form of a petition.
Okay, Naneo.
Thank you, Emefa. I think that it's an interesting petition when I read it. Now, just before I come to the petition, so the issue has to do with the fact that some group of lawyers think that the Ghana Bar Association has overlived its worthiness. Operating
quite a monopoly.
And operating a monopoly, of which I have been for that school of thought for a very long time. And I think many Ghanaians and many lawyers have also called for some lawyers to also put themselves together and set up themselves against that. And I remember giving an example of those days back when almost every now and then you find teachers going on strike here and there until we started having sister associations like the Concerned Teacher Associations, we have Graduate Teachers Associations, and that reduced the monopoly of NAT and reduced their over-politicization of issues. And that is what we find in the Ghana Bar Association, and to which a group of individuals, these lawyers, decided to put themselves together and said that, listen, if you look into our constitution, I decide which association to join as an individual. Let us not forget that the Ghana Bar Association is not a licensing authority, but they have been given that mandate in terms of even renewals.
This is why I don't want to talk.
You get it. So from where I sit, I think that if they had gone to meet the acting Chief Justice and has stated their stand and he had passed a commentary on it, and the petitioner thinks that it's a breach of regulations, and for that matter, he should be impeached or should be removed. Of course, he has written his petition.
Why did they? But the matter is in court. What was their business going to see him?
No, you see, the aspect of the case being in court was different from the aspect of the case or their courtesy call they had put on
that's optics matter at all. So optics matter.
If that's
why there should have been discretion. So commenting on it.
So what I'm saying is that
you understand,
if he decided to comment on it because it was a courtesy call. Now these are lawyers who have decided to take a particular stand, and they are visiting him, and he's decided to pass a comment. There is a case in court, of course. They have the right the petitioner has the right to go ahead with it. And triggering Article 146, I have said that if Article 146 can be triggered 10 times in a year for there to be sanity, all right, in our judicial system, I do not mind. Why? Because the judicial service system is the only safe havens that we have as a country.
Yes.
So I do not have a problem. But you see, we cannot sit here and determine whether or not the president would interpret this as having the substance to go through a process. The president is listening.
If administrative malpractices were substance,
if the president decides that he should go through the process of Article 146, of course, that is up to him. You understand me? And I think that the language of the petitioner is very clear, whatever he has written. But I would be surprised if it is able to meet the conditions. I would be surprised if it is able to meet the conditions that would have to go through to be able
you would be surprised
to the end of it. I would be surprised. I mean, this would be definitely aborted before time. I mean, let's be clear.
Thank you very much. Yesterday, in fact, something just happened today that for me is humbling and that everybody must look at it. The fact that my brother, you're talking about the removal of Chief Justice, and my brother here says, somebody else, take my slot, I won't talk.
I didn't say that.
My brother came here to talk. But for the first time on this, we are talking about something, and he says, I won't talk.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes. Some days ago, you were here as a panelist when we talked about the teacher-student abuse.
Yes.
And we asked that you make a comment.
Yes.
Do you recall that you made a comment or not?
I did.
You didn't. You deferred. You didn't make a comment.
I deferred. But I later said that.
He's a teacher.
Wrong.
Who told you?
But did you?
I made a point.
You made a point. You did.
I made a point.
If you made a point,
this matter has nothing to do with
MFA, I made a point. You can.
No, he's made it clear. Hang on.
No. Before
I said children on that day. I said children were the most vulnerable.
Speaking first.
I'm glad that you reminded me.
It's my turn.
I only deferred speaking first.
I told you that.
Dr. Zaato, I deferred speaking first.
There's a tape.
Why do you defer speaking?
Very good.
I will come to that. Stay. I'll come to you. I'll ask you questions.
So I commented.
Thank you.
There's a tape there.
Thank you. Don't worry.
Now this is the point I want to make. My brother gave a proverb. I'll just add a smaller one. You call for the rain, be prepared to deal with the mud. When there was a petition for the removal of Tokonu, I went on record and I said she was a goner. I went on record and I said that this woman will go. Nothing. There's no force big enough on this earth or in this country to stop her from going. I said that. And I also said, the removal of a Chief Justice is spelled out in the various constitutional provisions. Those are bricks and mortar. But the lubricant that moves the process is partisan politics. So everybody, you can hide under the legal jargons. You can quote and quote and quote. In fact, the way they always use that the president is just what a conveyor belt. Has no discretion, that the president doesn't have the control. That the law seems to completely absolve any president. You collect a petition, you just move it on. The president is not. And I said this, yes. I don't know the law, but I know the politics. And I know that that narrative, that idea that the president is false, is wrong. Because the lubricant for moving one thing to the other is political. I'm going to give you 2 examples. Joy FM made a big story, headline story here. There is currently a petition before the government for the removal of the EC chairs. Joy FM made that story here. Why hasn't it been moved to the Chief Justice? If the president or if the executive is just a conveyor belt, why hasn't it made 8 months into power, it has not yet gone there? What is keeping it away? That's the first thing I'm making. What is keeping away?
Political lubricants are
Why isn't that? There's a petition, you made a case. Why is the case not being done now? The case came around the same time as Tokonu. Tokonu's own has ended, it's finished. This case has not even moved anywhere. The power and the will to move that case to the next section is not judicial, it's not legal, it's not in the constitution. So when the lawyers are throwing it out, they also state the politicians, no, take your time. The power, the force, there's something in public policy called policy cycle. And we will tell you that what moves a policy from agenda setting to policy formulation to this thing is mostly political, it's force. And it's the same thing here. Why is a petition to remove the EC chairs still hanging somewhere? So the president or any president for that matter is not just a conveyor belt. It's not. There's discretion. 2, come to this Chief Justice. The day that these lawyers made this, Joy FM made it a top story. I heard it. I was driving home and I heard it. And this, I don't know whether you were the one who did the top story.
Nice to know that you listened to top
I do. No. I don't know who did it. Whether it was you or the voice looks melodious like yours. And you made the point.
That must be my colleague Forty. That must be Forty. Yeah.
Second point for
probably a second beautiful man.
Second point.
So let's go back. You ask this question. This is a question that we're asking. You ask, why are you meeting people when this case has been? In fact, that case, that story ended up by saying that this might come out in the petition because it's You put say sub judice, whatever it is. You made that on the case. It has come now. So look, long before we have seen this formal thing, you had reason. I know one of the lawyers that came there was Frank Davis, and even Amalba too was there.
Amalba, yeah.
And you saw those lawyers, the way they were arguing is a similar thing. Amalba was laying down everything. And Frank Davis was raising these same legal jargon, sub judice, whatever it is. So
do you also think this justice is a goner, like you believed when Tokono was also?
No, I don't know.
Why not?
Because Tokono was appointed by Akufo-Addo under the NPP.
Absolutely.
And he was a new president. Today, this man has been appointed by the current president. So I don't know. I can't
acting. He's acting.
He has appointed him to go.
But you see, they challenge. They want him removed as a justice of the Supreme Court. It's got nothing to do with the acting.
My point is that right now,
and he's been a justice long.
Thank you. Remember my central argument. My central argument is that the law or the constitution might be necessary for the removal of a justice or a chief justice, but it in and of itself is not sufficient enough to move the process to its end. What is needed to then move that process through that legal forest is the political will. It's partisanship. So that's my argument. So look, this now that we have got this case, what is needed? The only thing needed to move this petition from the Jubilee House to the appropriate authorities is political will, not local. The law says that the president has no discretion. The law has said it. We are all watching.
The president has no what?
No, not discretion. But the president must move the petition to the next appropriate. That's what the law says. That when the petition comes to you, you are just a conveyor belt. That was the legal education that was given. That when the petition comes, the president should just forward it on and then let it go.
It was Akufo-Addo who made that comment.
So that was the legal. Now I'm taking a point. So Ghanaians are now watching. Ordinary Ghanaians are watching. Civil societies are watching. People interested in rule of law. Everybody's watching. We saw the speed and the alacrity with which the Tokono case was taken to its logical conclusion. We saw that. So now we are watching. Will the same speed be employed here? Will we see the same Usain Bolt speed in this case, or will we see something different? My argument is that in the case of Tokono, because of who appointed her and who was in office now,
you said it was a goner. But
right now, because of who is in the Jubilee House and because of what is happening, I don't know. But people are watching. Observers are watching. They want to see.
Okay, I think I've made the point.
Is this the first time a petition has been sent to the president for the removal of a chief justice, and it has been...
I'm just asking a question. It's not equalization.
Are you asking? I think you all are notorious for equalization.
Let me.
No, I'm just asking.
Are you asking?
I think you all.
Let me take my bite now.
Okay.
Yes, answer.
No.
Dr. Zaato, let it be on record that I'm taking my bite.
Oh, now you've got the courage.
No, it wasn't about courage. It was about understanding the issues from your perspective, because I know you will goof on that matter.
Okay.
Now let me put some things clear. First and foremost, I did not dignify whoever the petitioner was, because 2 days ago, before his petition, so his petition was yesterday, right? 2 days, a day before yesterday, this was a man who was on social media holding placards, talking about how that Godfrey Dami, he was actually at the police headquarters with Godfrey Dami. Now, number two, this is a man who consistently, on his social media handles, is always doing MPP politics. Is that where we have gotten to?
Does that take him away from?
Hold on. No. Is that where we have gotten to? In the last petition, when this Chief Justice was supposed to remove, the issue was that, these are NDC appendages. These are people who are NDC foot soldiers who served the petition. I don't know when Daniel Ofori became an NDC appendage, to be disrespected that much. A businessman of excellence. He's the heaviest investor in our securities in this country. And I didn't know when they dropped him to that level. So we know for a fact that this was more an issue of equalization. Let's try it and see. Let's see what will happen. Let's just try it and see. And this is somebody who was interviewed, I'm sure even on your show yesterday. And they were asking him, are you reading? There was an interview, live interview. And he was looking on his paper like this.
But that's not surprising, because if you want to petition the president, you can hire the services of a lawyer.
No, I'm coming.
And so you want to best
I'm building my point, right? You want me to build a point, right? So I'm building the point. And I'm saying that. So you can see that this is not something that even originates from him. And the president is not there to just receive a piece of paper, remove it, and that is. You have to meet the threshold. The threshold will talk about, one, the evidence available, not just evidence or oral evidence or hearsay. What's your problem?
So he's no longer a conveyor belt.
So he's not longer
No, you don't ask the questions.
I'm not even going there. I'm not even going about how it will be forwarded and all that. I'm saying that the fact that you wrote something on paper, calling it petition, is not the reason for which a process will be triggered. There is an establishment of prima facie. The president is not dumb.
He doesn't establish that.
I'm coming. There's an establishment of prima facie. Even your own petition have to carry some of those things. It's not as if the president would determine if that is prima facie. Listen to the language. You're not a law student, so you are not a lawyer. You're not a law student. Listen to arguments.
Thank God I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, so you listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that
not.
The mere fact that the Constitution said that the president act as a conveyor belt did not mean that if you even took a piece of paper.
That's not true.
Dr.
He has not even said anything, so which one is not true?
Okay.
Dr. Zaato, are you saying that if I presented
this is the reason why
the Hawk newspaper to
and calling the petition, the president should forward it.
I am saying that people are watching. No, if you think you know the law, this is the law court. Go to law court, not here. Listen, we were told. So
it's all about. So for you,
we've seen
Dr. Zaato, on this show, a lawyer a lecturer like you,
yes,
on this show, it's all about retaliation. It's all about happening yesterday.
It's all about the fact that a formal petition has been sent to the president.
Dr. Zaato,
the law says that the president does not need one. You don't You don't know the president does not establish prima facie. No.
Why is that what I said?
That's not what I said.
So you are supposed to be a lecturer. Please listen before you
talk. To establish the prima facie.
Dr. Zaato, when you were talking, I was quiet. So be quiet.
Oh, I see.
Listen to me.
Dr. Zaato, you will be quiet.
You cannot say
No, you will be quiet. Let him make the point.
You have not listened to what I was saying.
No, let's make
Repeat your question.
Kamal. Let's be fair here.
Yeah.
Dr. Zaato here says that he doesn't understand the law. He understands the politics of the law. This is quite legal.
So why is
So let's listen. No, I'm not saying he's a lawyer. Let him land. Let him land. Hang on. Hang on.
The petitioner, he said that petition should contain things that on the surface of it can be.
But that amounts to hold on.
You see,
and the procedure
hang on. I want to moderate this conversation.
1 second. The procedure is clear in Article 146.
Yes.
It is there. That when the petition is received, let me read it.
No. But what? Hang on.
Where the petition
please don't heckle. No, I want to hear him.
The president shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint. That is where the committee is formed.
No, that's after the.
You have even thrown yourself off where you are going.
Please.
That's after.
Comment.
Please.
Would you want him to proceed?
No, let me proceed.
No, I want him to proceed.
I'm not a lawyer.
I'm just reading it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just reading black and white. You see, it says
go somewhere. You're talking about proceeding.
No, even
you are far away from what
conduct on this matter tells a lot.
Who determines the prima facie? So hold on. Who determines the prima facie?
All three.
It's not the president.
All three.
Who does
It's
it?
a very rare case.
Which chief justice?
Find one that defer his
for the
comment
removal of the chief
for you.
And I am telling you that. How does the Council of State?
No.
He says that in consultation with them.
Establish the prima facie.
Please mute their microphones.
You don't do it.
One, I want to hear you. I want to hear because
You know
we
what
want
is
to
more
understand.
embarrassing on this road?
What is embarrassing?
For all that the two of them have said, it's not even the petition. That's why I kept quiet to say. Because what the guy has triggered is not the removal of Chief Justice. He's removing him as a Supreme Court justice.
Yes. So who established prima facie case there? Who does that? No. Who established
You don't know it. Listen.
So in that case, who established the prima facie?
Hang on.
Who
You don't know what you're talking about. Listen.
Listen,
your students are watching you. Listen.
Thank you.
For the first time. Listen.
If you think you want to show law, this is where you show your law. Go to court. Don't come and say
that the petition is not for the removal.
Oh no, language.
No. I'm not.
You, Dr. Zaato, talking to me about
yes.
about not.
Let's talk about who establishes the prima facie.
It's not a title, please.
So who establishes it? Tell me who establishes the prima facie case?
Please don't.
Who does it?
Don't get to me along that.
Tell me who does it.
I am saying that even all that you said was not part of the petition.
So who
the guy's petition is about the removal of a Supreme Court justice. Not the Chief Justice.
Agree.
So you don't even know what you're talking about.
So who
all the
the
noise you have made, all the noise you have made on this matter
is establishes the prima facie case there? Who does?
All the noise you have made is bogus. Because the removal of a Chief Justice process is different from
me in.
Who establishes the
you are not talking about Chief Justice.
No, please. When I was actually making my submission, you were not listening to me, you were only hearing me.
Oh, wow.
Well, I have mentioned here that the petition was actually meant to remove a Supreme Court judge. In this case, that judge is an acting Chief Justice. If you had listened to me, you would have. So don't.
You were supporting him when he was making a point that I was talking about prima facie.
So who was supporting prima facie?
Listen.
You know who make progress unless I moderate this.
Dr. Zaato.
Do you know that we'll make progress unless I moderate this? Okay.
Dr. Zaato.
From top.
You see, the law is very specific.
The man ran away from the issue. He's still beating about.
Kamal. Wow.
Kamal did not even get the point that their own petitioner, their own MPP petitioner, they don't even know the case. You don't even know the case.
You have not even read the whole thing.
The two of you have established
to Google.
The reason why I kept quiet. No, the reason why I kept quiet and I said I wanted to be fair is that for almost everywhere I was listening to this argument by MPP politics, it was all about removal of Chief Justice, removal of Chief Justice. The petition is not about removal of Chief Justice.
You have made it clear.
Let's make it clear.
You make it.
So all that you said, I won't even respond.
Go ahead. What's your point?
To all that you said.
What's your point?
The case was simple. The gentleman is seeking the removal of the justice of the Superior Court. In fact, even that one, the process is different.
Okay.
So all this you're talking about is...
Go ahead. Disagree.
So please, let's get it straight. And then number two, we have seen a deliberate attempt. Maybe you want to just try the law. It's fine. It's okay. We can grant you that. It will go its full haul.
Let's revisit your earlier point.
Which is?
That when a petition is sent to the president today, you're making a point that, well, because they say it's a petition does not mean that he's just going to just call the Council of State and say, here, this is a petition.
Yes.
The thing that he does before he sends it to the Council of State, what's it called?
First of all, even in referral to the Council of State, there are requirements that they have to do. The president will have to determine or write to them on the terms of their engagement on that petition. So the president, first of all, will have to establish that this is a petition.
Really?
And the petition has what it takes, not by establishing a prima facie. Because you write a petition to me, it must be backed with some document. So I can't just carry an empty paper, then assemble Council of State and say, oh, you have a petition, go and deal with it.
This is sad.
I am the one to feed Council of State with all the required documents. And so when I engage Council of State, it is with the petition in itself and then all other supporting documents. That is not to say that you are establishing a prima facie. In establishing a prima facie, you would even have to interview the parties. That is not the job of the president, and that's not what the president is going to do. Get it straight and stop this pedestrian argument on this matter.
You see?
And let's go forward. When that is done, and the Council of State takes over, then the president now becomes virtually a conveyor belt. Because from there, it's going to travel to a different level, another level, and then if there is now the need to establish a commission of then the president does that. It comes back to the president again, and action is taken. We are not saying that the president must establish a prima facie case. We are saying that just like you receive a letter from somebody making an allegation, before you engage a prosecutor, you would have added your evidence. This is what somebody has brought. These are the evidence he has brought. Please have it. Go and look into it. If you find it, whatever, based on the law, then we proceed. So how is this?
30 seconds.
How is this?
Akufo-Addo dismisses petition for removal of Chief Justice.
Please.
This is not the first time. And the letter to which this is on your...
If I read the content of that letter.
It says it's dated from the Communication Directorate of the Jubilee House, 6th January 2025, for immediate release. President Akufo-Addo dismisses petition against Chief Justice.
Yes.
Did it go to anybody?
Thank you. Yes.
Did it go to anybody?
The Council of State,
now
yes.
Read.
The Council of
the
State.
office of the president.
The Council of State report advised. That was what he said. That letter, read it.
Oh.
Should I need time.
But has President Mahama dismissed any application yet?
You finish.
All these arguments you are doing is...
Read it. It will say that he's not reading that part. Let me explain.
What I'm saying...
Let me explain
when I was
even...
MFA.
Can you keep quiet?
No. Somebody who told me that I'm talking shit here.
No, but in fact, I told him to withdraw.
No, he didn't withdraw it.
Language is not.
He didn't withdraw it.
I mean, I cannot repeat it, but I think that's when you're calmer.
The S word.
Okay. Yeah, you use the S word. Language. That's
mention it.
You've been going to America, you don't know which is the S word.
So he doesn't even know what you say.
So withdraw.
Okay, I withdraw the S word.
You know what it is.
It's so mischievous.
Now, make my point.
So if I hear you right, and we're going to go to another very important topic. But if I hear you right, you're saying that during the removal of the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, the NDC was were quite audible on, well, the president's just a conveyor belt. The president's just a conveyor belt. You want to see that as well here. Is that it?
This is what I want to say.
I don't know. He asked me a question.
It will not help you here.
Because
what is the dismissal? I'll give you the time.
It's the dismissal of the petition for the removal of the then Chief Justice by Akufo-Addo. And I'm reading, and I want him to understand when I was quoting 1466, and I was saying it was in consultation with the Council of State. He didn't allow me to end. And I just want to prove to him that the president does not take decisions just like that. It is indeed with consultation with the Council of State. And the first paragraph emphasizes that. He says that the office of the president wishes to inform the general public that after a thorough and careful review of the petition for the removal of the Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Saki Tokono, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in consultation, it's a repetition there, in consultation with the Council of State, has concluded that the petition does not disclose a prima facie case warranting further action. And I was trying to establish the fact earlier that there is a procedure in the Constitution. So you do not just say that because it is a petition, the president should just say that indeed the committee is set, it should go to.
Nobody said.
No, that was
okay, it's fine. You know what? Dr. Zaato, you're here.
Okay,
what are you saying particularly?
Thank you.
One meeting. And one meeting. And please, and just make, because you have made the point countlessly, make the point in 40 seconds, and I'll have one that response before we move to the next one.
You're supposed to come to me. I've been very quiet.
Thank you.
You were the one that spent enough time on this particular matter.
Oh, well, anyway.
Yes, you were the one that started.
Maybe that's your judgment.
Okay.
Okay. What I know is that His Excellency the President does not establish a prima facie case when it comes to removing a Supreme Court judge or Chief Justice or any of this. He doesn't.
You now know he's
Supreme Court. Now, somebody else establishes an institution, an authority, independent or different from the President, establishes that prima facie case. What I know too is that when the president receives a petition, we've been told the Constitution says the president shall or must, whatever legal word is used, forward it to that appropriate authority to establish a prima facie case. That means then that the president does not determine which case he should send to that authority or which case he shouldn't send. That means that so long as a petition is formally submitted to the president, that petition must be sent to that authority to make the determination. That's what I know. Then I'm now saying that was what we were told in the case of the removal of the Chief Justice, that the president does not determine it, he takes it and he sends it to the appropriate authority and the appropriately determine this. And I'm not saying in this particular case too, I'm hoping to see the same facts come into play. That one, it is not up to the president to determine a prima facie case, that the president just receives it, and we have been told, the word that has been used by everybody is that the president is just a conveyor belt, that he sends it to the appropriate body. That appropriate body could be the Council of State, or whatever body that the law establishes. But that the power of determining a prima facie case is missing the point, and it's confusing everybody.
Okay, now make the point.
That's the point and confusing everybody. The removal of a justice of the Supreme Court is different from the removal process for a Chief Justice.
This one, the president does not play any role.
So in this one, no, in this particular one, when the president received a petition for the removal of a justice of the Supreme Court, not the Chief Justice, he forwarded that petition to the Chief Justice, not Council of State. And that's why I'm saying that you are missing everything. You don't know, you won't listen.
Said that.
You will listen to an external body. And which external body? Which external body? External from the president.
The crux of what
Article 146.3 is
he wants to see the president doing an act. But he is supposed to
which act? Forwarding. You should now write a new constitution.
No. So if it's not the Council of State, as we know by the
which you didn't know, I'm giving him
1463 is there.
So now we're just learning that
you have been going on
the Chief Justice.
Good. Again. So the same. See, I said the president does not determine prima facie. He sends it to somebody
you don't
outside.
You just don't know what you're talking about.
So the question is,
listen, all this while he's been deceiving everybody. He didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm not going to.
And that was why I was trying to read the 146.
So who determines the prima facie?
146.
So if it is the
can you listen?
Who determines it?
If you are willing to learn, I'll
no. Who determines it?
If you are willing to learn, I'll go.
Okay, all three of you.
Come on.
We're learning.
Good.
First step, the president received this petition. What
forward it to the Chief Justice.
This acting Chief Justice.
The Chief Justice is the one who determines the prima facie.
So in this situation, what will happen?
Ask him. They are the ones who ask him to go to court. They ask him what will happen. It's the MPP that asks him to go to court. Ask them what to happen.
Good. So can I talk?
MFA.
So you say ask me.
Come on.
No, ask them. The guys are MPP. Ask them.
30 seconds.
Nobody is confusing anyone here. Let's be clear to ourselves. The office of the Chief Justice, as we speak, is not vacant. There's an acting person in that capacity. The person who is cited in this petition is the person acting as a Chief Justice.
Yes.
That's what we should know.
Yes.
And in putting in context, what does the petition actually, what is the petition asking for? First of all, the petitioner says that there's some stated misbehavior, contrary to the Code of Conduct of the Judiciary, and citing a judge in this matter, which judge happens to be the acting Chief Justice. Now, question is, do you have to become a Supreme Court judge before nominated as a Chief Justice or not? And the answer is in the affirmative.
Good.
No, wait a minute, please. Please, I've been quiet. Don't do this.
You've done this to me.
Okay.
You've done this.
Okay, you know what? We'll proceed on this topic.
Let's make progress.
Any of you a lawyer here?
You have to do.
Any of you a lawyer here?
No.
Any of you a lawyer here?
Something in black and white.
I'm a law student.
You're a practitioner.
None of us. However, the law has nothing to do.
Well, they are doing this because they are fighting
common sense.
You know,
there's nothing about common sense with the law.
Common sense. That's why they say that, look,
the law is the law.
Even what the reasonable man says is what is law.
They are doing this because
it's not entirely true.
Please,
you know, there is a school of thought.
I'm choosing Kamal to be the one wrapping this one. Kamal.
To wrap up,
Nanaya, you have read a full document.
Should still work as a Supreme Court judge. And that is why they are trying
Kamal, make the point.
They don't understand the way.
Kamal, make the point. Wanda, I asked you a question as to at this situation because
I'm saying that who sponsored the petition should tell you.
No, you do know.
He's talking about the issue.
MFA, is that simple?
Stick with me.
I am saying that we have set precedents in this country that might have given the opening of such window. Of course, I'm also saying that because of the precedent we have set, and people are trying now to come after the judiciary. My position was that I think it would not be fair for us to... Is there a
precedent that an acting Chief Justice, who is a Supreme Court judge as well, be the one determining the
removal of a Supreme Court judge? In this case, who was a Chief Justice?
Okay, I'm sure we'll go on and on.